All right, my friends, hello and welcome or welcome back. This is Hambbage. We've got hardcore vanilla Minecraft, and we're going to try to make a few less mistakes than we did in the last episode. Not that they were major, but I totally forgot our chicken friends several times, so we didn't really efficiently manage our time. So here we are. We've made some more progress in our arena. But before we do more, we're going to run back and hopefully catch a daytime cycle to go see our chickens. And that is one of the bigger challenges coming along this way is that we haven't been sleeping, and it's almost worth swapping out of bed at this point just to speed things along. But I don't know. As the black song says, something keeps telling me, don't do it yet, not yet, not yet. Um, we'll see. I don't want to mess around with breaking these blocks either, although it will prove us if we remember on the way back we may take that next level up. You can see we're kind of bonking our head, and when that's going, we're up a little bit higher, so I think we'll jump a little bit longer and a little more continuously if we don't have to worry about that. Alright, up we go. Let's grab some food, set that, and hope we have a little more daytime to work with this time, right? Yeah, good. Also, are there creepers or any other beasties around? Doesn't look like it. I think we're good. So, a little uninterrupted chicken time. So what we're looking for here are the eggs. We're usually, when we come in and feed, we gather up the eggs and then throw them up here to get all the extra baby chickens and help increase our numbers of... Ooh, while I'm at it here. Don't think this will be... there's not enough chickens to really get us a ton of XP, but every little bit helps, because we're going to... some point here, we're either going to lose the world or have to do a bunch of repairing. So, just kind of keep this going for a second. I heard it. Give me that egg. Alright, so a few more baby chickies there. Let's get you guys all pulled over this way, and of course then all the eggs start coming. Alright, not too terribly many, but we'll throw them in here anyway so that we can... We're farming. Anybody tell a difference on our pick? Oh, another storm. Again, here we're just missing out on having a zombie villager to cure, and we could have that last storm advancement. And that's why I haven't been sleeping, is just to try to build up that chance. I think it's kind of okay here that we get this storm out of the way. At least my understanding or experience, it may be wrong, I don't know, but the impression that I get is with each of these storms, we're kind of then resetting. And I don't know if that's 100% accurate or not, but um, I would just as soon see any zombie villagers. Nope. I would just as soon not have to have a thunderstorm going while we fight the wither, just for the sound and the noise and everything. Okay, regardless, we're going to come back downstairs. We're going to shave the level of bricks above our head on this first half of the walk back. And then we'll finish up the floor, come back up, and do chickens again. Oh. Appreciate all the flint for Franny, but trying to move a little bit quicker here. So this is a little bit of extra delay, but we've been up and down this hallway so many times that if we can speed it up a little bit, I would be okay with that. Ugh. Also lost the torch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. And I wouldn't complain if we found a deep slate emerald ore. Oh no, I think we still need copper too, right? But I'll get close to rounding out our collection. Almost there. Ooh. Oh, there it is. You know, look. Oh, really? What I was trying to do is catch an edge. Oh no, I don't have stone handy. What's that? Oh no. Got it. There's some more of that thunder. Oh, I'm so happy. Got my deep slate emerald. That's a good one. For the collection. And now we don't slow down as much on our bunny hops all the way down here. Okay, here we go. Check for any monsters that may have shown up. Put our treasure piece away there. Put our extra eggs into the local egg bin. Miss that. These can all go away. I think that gets everything, right? Hang on to these. These two go here. So I think we are sitting at 3% thunder volume. It's crazy. And I'm wondering if thunder isn't maybe not a weather sound. Odd as that is, there's a lot of those little inconsistencies, right, in the game. So that may well be the case. Oops. Come on. Why is this? Ugh, that was the most awful stretch of obsidian placement I've done in quite a while. Did I get that one picked back up? Oh, so while we're back to this grind, which maybe if I talk about something else and think about it less, we'll do better. Um, I did check the list before I uploaded the last video, and I told you guys there was a lot of this is October 13th is a huge day for stuff. So in addition to all the ones that we had talked about already, I did confirm I do not have a teddy bear. I have a couple stuffed dogs here that are just old sentimental type things or gifts. But yeah, that's it. No teddy bears. I'm all right though. Um, the first of the forgotten national days is National Curves Day, and curves in the sense of you're curvy. Um, and the description says celebrating plus-sized men and women. And that to me that goes hand in hand with not bullying, and it's one of those things that goes back and forth. And I was always kind of a bigger kid. I also ran cross country and skied and played hockey, so I was athletic, but I was bigger body sized anyway, and prone to when I got older. For one thing, went to college, stopped as much competitive sports, and did a lot more like rec sports. I also discovered this wonderful concoction called beer, and it it definitely doesn't promote fitness. It can add the old spare tire or beer belly, as it's often called, and certainly in my 20s, and then more as I crossed over into my 30s. You feel that, right? Your body doesn't, when you're in your young 20s, it's like, oh yeah, I drink beer, no problem. I eat some chili cheese fries and all this, junky type food that's not real good for you, and then you sit around and watch sports instead of competing in them, and you can expect to put on a few extra pounds along the way. So that was a lovely line. Good job on the torch placement. Um, so yeah, I can relate to people. I appreciate that. Along with everything that I said in the last episode about bullying, uplifting people and all that, but there's also a piece that says, if you are overweight, you're the only person that can change that, but you do have the power to change it. I um at one point in my life, I kind of gotten sneaky overweight over the years, and kind of, oh, I'm doing fine. I'm not as fat as other people around me, but was definitely carrying around extra weight. Went to the doctor, and he's like, yeah, we can. your blood pressure's up, your blood sugar's up, all that kind of, all those things that you would expect to have along. And his initial response was, we can start you on whatever they are, like statins and blood pressure and all that kind of, like, basically, like, here's a laundry list of stuff. You're getting to that age where a lot of people just start medicating. And I was like, no, I don't want to be at a point where I'm taking a medication daily for the rest of my life just because I'm not doing the basic things I need to do to stay healthy. I kind of treated it as uh, a wake up call rather than a sentence, and I think a lot of people do. It's like, oh well, this is just my life now. I need to do all these kind of things, but there's no way I'm gonna make changes in my own life to prevent the need for those kind of things. So I don't know. I celebrate. I want all people to be okay with who you are. And bottom line, in my philosophy and that kind of level, my outlook on life, you've got the freedom. If you want to be a sedentary junk food eating person, it's your life. You only get one, and in my mind, you're fully entitled to spend that life um, pursuing your happiness however you want. It is not my place to come around and say, "Oh, well, you're doing life wrong. Therefore, I'm superior to you, and you need to change to match my view of what you need to be doing to have a successful life." Nah, not how I look at it. But there's a real trade-off, and it's one a lot of people don't like to make you too aware of, and that is um, the costs of those decisions get passed on to any of us who pay taxes. You and I and everybody else out there working or supporting, whether it's through Medicare or Medicaid or just in general wellness programs that are sponsored by the government. We're paying for all that, and that doesn't even account for insurance rates where um, insurance companies may go, yeah, we're seeing a high rate of heart attacks. Therefore, we're going to charge you more for insurance, and across the insurance rates for middle-aged men across the United States, they carry all of that. And yeah, for life insurance particularly, you have to go in for a checkup. You have to, they will set your rate depending on things that you do. If you smoke, guess what? You're going to pay a lot more for insurance, and you probably should, because it costs more for the insurance company to pay out those benefits. Frankly, you have a higher rate of dying because you choose to smoke. And while I support your freedom to do that, when I was younger, I tried to, I'm going to be rebellious. I'm going to do this and that and all those kinds of things. So I don't think it's right for those of us who are growing up to go like, oh well, now my outlook is correct. When other people are going through a phase in their life where they're like, live fast, die young. That there's something to be said for the artistic creativity and freedom that comes from living in that young, I don't know if ignorance, it's kind of demeaning, but you haven't gotten to the point where mortality really hits, that like, yeah, we get one life, and you gotta kind of protect it. There's something to be said for being a teenager or in your 20s where you're young, and life is long and all out ahead of you, and you don't spend time thinking about that. You hopefully haven't had to experience the loss of friends and loved ones. I think as kids, most of us can relate to having lost a grandparent or something at some point in our early life. At some point, be between the time when you're a toddler and probably when you're, 9, 10 years old, you're gonna encounter death. That will hit home, whether it's a pet or a family member or whatever. You can experience it, but losing grandparents and things like that, while we may love them and miss them, and even, heaven forbid, losing a parent or something like that, will experience grief, and that's not to be diminished. I'm not trying to at all, but it's a little different than when you start losing people who are your own age and of your own, whether it's school class or whatever, and even to the point of, I know when I was just out of high school, one of the kids in our class was killed in a vehicle accident. It was very, very sad and tragic at that time. But I know, speaking for myself, that didn't really change my outlook on life. And I say this knowing it's kind of misrepresenting, but it didn't affect my own sense of invulnerability, right? She died. It was a horrible tragedy, but it didn't then, make it suddenly hit home that, yeah, as much as we can intellectually know, yeah, we're all going to die someday, knowing that, yeah, we're all working on a ever diminishing timeline here is something that everybody goes through at some point in their life, if they, are fortunate enough to live long enough to get to that age of maturity. And I don't think most of us really encounter that, even when we're in our 20s. And everybody's different. Everybody processes things differently, but that really does go a long way towards what's perceived as maturity. And it's where you may, if you're young, your parents or somebody may have said, oh yeah, you're being such a drama queen, and shake their head, or king, whatever. I think the term drama queen can apply to men or women. I'm not trying to say it's a gender specific thing, but teenage angst and drama and all that kind of stuff, a lot of us as we get older kind of shake our heads at that and go, hey, you're making a big deal out of nothing. It'll all pass. But what we don't perceive is we're looking at that from the thing of, hey, this is life, and it's too short to get bogged down on all those kind of things. But when you haven't truly come to grips with the point that, yeah, life is fleeting, and all those corny cliches, life's a gift, life's fleeting, all that kind of sentimentality comes with a reason, and through long experience on the part of people. So anyway, I kind of got off on a tangent there, but when I honestly say I am delighted that people can have positive self-image and celebrate that they feel good about themselves regardless of what state their physique is in, if you like. I also think it's okay to say that's not a healthy life. There are ways that you can be more healthy. Now, again, I'm also not saying that should be advocated. The idea of kind of the old craftsman. For me, this image is from a neighbor of my parents when I grew up. A guy that had a wood shop out in kind of like it was nice, nicer than what we would call a shed today. It was kind of like a mini little house, back in the day, 70s, and they had the garage, and then he had this wood shop that was in the same style of the house, and the garage was detached, and so was this little shed. And it was a wood shop, wood kind of shop, and he would go out there and putter and all that. But this guy, so many people back then were smokers, but he was a pipe smoker, and he's he's making his decision um, with eyes wide open that that's not the healthiest way to live your life. Um, but it's still one that he decided was worth using during his limited time of living. Like, hey, I enjoy smoking a pipe, so therefore I'm going to continue to do it, knowing full well it is not my best decision, right? So this last bit here is kind of my one concession to full safety here, and that is we're gonna do double obsidian on our little exit here, which would be one final kind of obstacle to the wither chasing us. If things start going really bad and we're still alive but need to make a hasty retreat, he'll have to blast through all of this to keep after us. So, yeah, I know, buried a little gold there. Feel kind of bad, but we've also wasted a lot of time here recently. So yeah, National Curves Day. If you are big and you are proud of it, hey, rock on and live your life. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to change because of them. But know that if you've decided you want to be more active, you're sick of it, you feel trapped in your body, know that you have the power. And I'm telling you, because I've done it too. You have the power to take control and change that. Without needing any fancy fads or anything like that. Get active, start taking walks, go outside. It doesn't have to be painful or aggressive or anything like that. You'll grow into it and you'll find your body can adapt. But you got to keep pushing at it and keep working and decide that you want to move a little faster and a little quicker each day. And that's quicker is maybe the wrong word, because for me, I was a cross country runner in high school years and years and years ago. I got a bad ankle, got bad toes, and all that kind of stuff. Running can be really hard on our bodies as we age. So again, don't feel like you have to be pushing speed and that kind of stuff to be fit. You just have to keep moving, and you have to be kind of smart about what you're putting into your body, especially as you get older and your metabolism slows down a little bit. You can't expect that you can, eat that large cheese pizza by yourself, sprinkling on a little bit of Tabasco sauce for the heat and flavor. That was a treat in college. Oh, I guess it wasn't large. It was there was like a medium pizza special at the local little pizza thing. You could get a cheese pizza for like nothing, no toppings. They would charge you more so everybody got the pepperoni and all that. All of a sudden you're adding a couple bucks just for each topping. But a cheese was the deal. And I remember in our dorms, we kept a bottle of Tabasco or Cholula or one of those hot sauces, and just sprinkle that onto the cheese pizza for flavor. Ooh, that was good. Good college age treat. But you can't do that anymore. When you get older, you got to understand, you can have those things as treats, but if you're trying to get better, if you're trying to lose weight and maybe get more fit or active, I shouldn't say better. It doesn't make you a better person by doing that. You don't get superiority check, which a lot of people seem to think they're entitled to. Oh, look at me, I'm fit. You're not. You're a lesser person because you haven't done what I've done. That really rubs me the wrong way, and that's where I'm totally on board with the whole curves day. Don't let anybody tell you that their personal experience and journey is superior to yours. Nope. They don't know what's going on in your life. They don't know what challenges you're going through or what you've overcome to get where you are. So yeah, don't let people browbeat you, and that goes back to the bullying thing again too. It's such an easy thing for kids to turn around and target their peers and all that, just because the weight thing is such an easy target. And I, oh man, let's go get the eggs at least. Um, I certainly have been on that side of it. And I don't think I was ever the fat kid, but I was certainly bigger, than my friends. And even in when I was a runner, um, I remember coach saying, man, you've got, and I'm just trying to tout my own horn or anything like that, but this kind of worked the opposite way for me. I remember coach saying, you have such a big heart. If you had a different body type, you'd be a superstar. And it was probably true, because here I was running cross country very competitively and fighting through it. But in in high school, in my best shape, I was like 165 pounds at 5'10", 5'11". That's still pretty big for a runner. Runners are usually beanpole type stuff, and I've never had that physique. So it was it was different, and I just, hey, that we all have different backgrounds and different stories and all that, and that happens to be happens to be mine. What I came out with. So yeah, you be you and do you. But if you ever do get to the point where you're like, oh, man, I can be doing more, know that you can, and you don't have to, doesn't have to be shake weight or keto or who knows, you go on Twitter or YouTube or any of that, and there's like 8 zillion different fad products, people trying to get rich off you and your dissatisfaction with yourself. You don't need those people. Just have some confidence and make it happen. And don't feel like you have to do it all at once. Just slow, gradual change. It'll be good. So we got a lot of these. I think this is our way to go. Let's take them all. Let's check our time too. Yeah, 32 minutes. I figured we were pretty close, or pretty good. So we'll go back down. We'll hang these, figure out how we want to do them. Remove the airborne torches, I think. And we still have some obsidian. We may throw up a couple obstacles, but basically we're going to get our arena fully prepped and ready to go. Even with 30 minutes here, I know already we're not going to have the fight in this episode. I kind of knew that. We still have to go through and load out our kit, right? Our equipment and everything, make sure that we're ready for this fight. And I do want to go back up and get more eggs as well. So depending on how long these lights take us, we may get that part done here at the end of this episode. With 30 minutes left, we'll easily make it through the current night and get back up there. But we may wrap this one up then. All right, so the question is going to be, how do we want to do these? Probably missed on that, right? It's going to be awfully tough to get a lineup. But maybe this will work. All this time. Oh, we should get a stack out anyway. here. No! Axe is also fastest here, right? Or is it hoe? It's probably hoe. I don't think we're going back for the hoe. What's that all about? Oh no. I should be going off the floor, I guess? What? So much for a nice regular pattern. That's alright. I would... Oh. We'll at least keep the lines together. I'd rather have much more... Oh, I don't even need to jump? What? What have I been doing all this time? I guess I do need to be just smack on it, though. So I think these are gonna get pretty well devastated. So I don't mind having a whole bunch of them scattered out. That seems like a lot, though. Especially back here, because we'll spawn him somewhere on this back wall. You seem to have quite a confluence here. What is going on? Ugh. Oh, now those are off. Such a mess. Whatever. It wasn't my intent to make this just endless, I guess. Ugh. Stop. Nice. And these seem like way far apart now. I don't know, maybe that'll be alright because these will be back towards us. And if he comes up kind of to this point, we'll already be face to face, right? Now, this seems like a lack. Okay. this is not how I really pictured all this. But again, I may not be as proud as I've ever been of anything of this room, but its purpose is to get blown up by a wither. So I guess I'm okay with that. Now what we'll have to do is see how well this all holds up after we take down the torch blocks. Which I think we can start doing now. We'll see how this goes. We do have the torches on the floor. And again, I'll leave those. They'll get erased pretty quickly too, I would imagine. But the point of these is generally just to keep the outline of the wither visible as we're increasingly in just a big dark room, right? We'll take another look here too once we get everything cleared out. Let's see if we got obvious big gaps or holes or anything like that, or where we can add them in. I don't mind putting every shroom light that we have up and around, just with the knowledge that it will be, I assume, damaging a lot of those. Although being up on the ceiling, hopefully not catching a lot of his shots. Hopefully he'll be more targeted down at ourselves and the cheerleaders. Alright. So going back, that was kind of focused. So in addition to National Curves Day, and again, shout out to you if you're proud and rocking the curvy body. Good job, good on you. National Emergency Nurses Day. Heck yeah. I don't know how that, what that designation is from, like an RN, just a general nurse, and or EMTs and other emergency medical personnel. But absolutely, the people that are willing to work long hours, never knowing what's coming up in their day, what challenges they'll face, and certainly, on the heels of COVID, I think those people got a lot more gratitude and appreciation shown because they were actively putting themselves in harm's way to take care of the people that had gotten sick. And that is certainly a thing not to be taken lightly or for granted, because it takes a lot of nerve to say, especially as a medical person, I know that the safest thing to be doing is distancing myself from all this. It's the best way to ensure I don't get sick or expose my family to anything. And yet, they entered a career to take care of people that were ill and sick. And That's pretty huge when it comes down to it. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think we got enough here? Or is this going to just go instantly dark? Guess we'll find out. Let's go get these torches, though. Also, are there any other holes in our ceiling? Don't see any. Alright, our little gate. Let's maybe put a couple here. I think they'll get wrecked too, but oh, we do need to fill this in, at least plug it, so that our cheerleading squad can't get too lost. Boom, boom. All right, back up for more eggs. Put away all this other random stuff. Maybe we'll do some inventory sort too. We'll check the time once we get back over there. And day-night. If it's a nighttime, we'll clean up the blocks. And our inventory, if it is daytime, we'll feed the chickens and gather more eggs. That is not the productive jumping. Yeah, see how much better that is? See our vision. Oh, I thought we were done. Got that little bit left. Oh, this is so much better. We won't do fight prep stuff yet. Are we full? Not really. We can do that. And let's put away the shroom lights too. Give us a bit more inventory space. I just see an iron ore in there. We can throw that in. What's up, Tories? Alright, up we go. Hope it's daytime. Hope it's not evening daytime. Well, we got a little more time. Should be plenty to throw down some feed and gather up the eggs. Kind of do both at the same time, right? Chickens that want to getting breedy. Looks like there may only be a couple left. Oh no. How did that feel? No feathers, one cooked chicken. So we got a few more eggs. Let's go back inside, go downstairs, check the time if we've got enough time remaining in this episode, which I think we had 30 minutes. I don't think the shroom lights took that long to set up. Wow. Get out a whole. Yeah, if we've got time, we'll do some inventory sorting and get one more batch of eggs before we wrap up this episode. And then in the next, get ready, guys. It's going to be all or nothing time. Let's do this. 50 minutes. We got 10. I think a Minecraft night is like 7, something like that. Can do that. And let's go. There. Wait, what did I put in if I didn't put in? Oh, it's full. What do we decide to do about that? We overflow it somewhere? I don't remember what we did. Oh, we took it upstairs, maybe? Oh, I don't know. Forgot we had such issues here, because I know now that I'm doing that, I know we also have issues with stone. Since we're gonna have to anyway. Let's go down there. Alright, that's my whole inventory shut. Let's do this box. All the random odds and ends, which includes gunpowder and a whole bunch of flint for Franny. Right, now we can go upstairs. Sort out the rest of this stuff. I want to make sure our emerald goes away safely in the bin. So we've got one of those and one of those. We got both our diamonds. Deep slate gold. Let's do that. That. Put that there. So we just need deep slate copper. Alright. I don't think we have that. I'm assuming it does exist. We just don't have it at our on hand. Well, that's okay. Put our chicken away. The obsidian is... I'd love to store it. Maybe I will just dump it in for emptying the boxes. If I can find the right chest. But I do want to hold some of that for our final prep and set up in the room there. Alright, now we've got our inventory mainly cleared. Let's get some of these cleared up. Does help to have a largely open inventory, right? Come on. A lots of stone. We can maybe think about some stone brick building of some kind for something a little bigger. Unfortunately, that doesn't fit into anything that I've really been thinking about for this base. Maybe some floors and things like that. But never hurts to have stone because you can use it for as is, filling in natural caves and all that, but making them more uniform, or crafting the bricks and cracked bricks and all that kind of stuff later on to use for more specific decorations. Alright, lots of stone. Dirt. Okay, it was here. Deep slate. Where was all this when we wanted to build our farm, right? Alright, deep slate. Then I guess we just grab everything but andesite. What do we do? I think dripstone has a chest somewhere, right? So little diorite out of all that. Could have used a bunch more. Ooh, granite filling up too. Again, these only had single chests, and the only one we've been pulling out is the diorite, so not real shocking. And maybe that makes sense to move them down to some overflow where they have multiple chests. We won't resort anything. I like having just the quick sorting them out there. Convenient, close by. Alright, then last but not least, kind of least, because I could see myself using it. Maybe we'll do something with the granite and the andesite at some point. And then what did I do with the dripstone? I think we set that up maybe over here. No. Where'd you go, dripstone? Is it upstairs? Maybe we just left it all upstairs. Which will be convenient for checking on our chickens. Alright, well, how are we doing on time? 58, 56. We'll probably do that in the beginning of the next, but let's clean all these up. Alright. And this one's empty. Green. Oh, wait, actually, green goes here. Oh, darn it. We're in the zone. Let's go do it. We'll be a little long. I expect be fairly quick. Oh, that was dumb. Come on. Fairly quick in the next. Because the actual fight won't take much time at all. And now we don't have a ton of stuff left to do to prepare for it. We don't have those or those. Deep slate. All right. Thanks for hanging a little bit long with me for that. I think it's worth the extra minute or so. So we've got eggs in one, obsidian in the other of these. We'll need those as we do our final last minute prep. But in the next, we will start by feeding our chickens again. Let's... Where is that? I know I had a deep slate chest, right? It had the little knobby thing on it. Maybe that was in the other one. Yeah, I thought about it. I mean, there's the deal. I guess I never did. Alright, whatever. We'll be back. I'm going to take a break, reset, kind of gather myself, get ready. And then we'll be back to finally have this fight. We've been prepping for it over a couple days and a bunch of episodes. So for those of you guys following along, hope you stuck with us all the way through, and get ready for the payoff. It's coming in the very next episode. So take care. We'll see you then. Bye now.